Good morning, a very warm welcome to the 2025 UCI Road World Championships. It's the final weekend as we bring you the Junior Women's Road Race this morning. We're starting, as always, around the area of the Amahoro Stadium, the BK Arena and the Congress. We've had some wonderful races yesterday that we enjoyed, and we're looking forward to another big day of competition ahead. The Junior Road Race first, and then we bring you the Women's Elite Road Race this afternoon. Well, it's quite an early start then for the junior women as they get themselves ready for what is going to be 74 kilometres of racing. We'll take a look at the course shortly, just give you an idea of what's happening. It's a lot cooler this morning, 19 degrees, 2 km/h winds. It's going to be sunny though, and it's going to warm up throughout the day. Again, the riders today will be featured on the main climb as we look back at the previous winners of this year, this competition. In the last few editions, Great Britain have dominated. Kat Ferguson last year, Julie Bigot the year before, and Zoe Bagstead taking back-to-back victories as well. The American rider Megan Jastrab also. Well, this was the moment of last year. Kat Ferguson sprinting against Paula Ostis and Chladnova. Those three riders featuring in other races this week, and it was Kat Ferguson who took the victory at the end of a rain-soaked day in Zurich. Let's take a look at what the riders will face on today's race. We're going to take them around this local loop that we've got used to over the other races. It features Kigali Golf, it features Kimihurura. It's a very tough bike race. 5 laps of racing today, 74 kilometres to decide the Junior Women's World Champion. On the outskirts of Kigali, which the riders have got very used to over the last few days as they've enjoyed finding out what the tracks and the roads are like. Last night I was talking about the gravel rides a few people have done around here, which apparently are absolutely exceptional. So the chance to get off the beaten track and just to see different things around this African city. Here's a reminder then of our commissaires. They're the same we've had for the week. They've been very, very busy here in Kigali. A lot for them to do in making sure they cover all these different races and all the decisions they have to make to ensure that, of course, these World Championship results are correct. Here's the rundown of the start list for today. 72 riders taking to the start of today's race, representing 34 different nations. There's some strong nations in here who will be certainly looking for this race victory today. We kind of got used to some of these riders when we rode the individual time trial the other day. So we'll see how they work out, how they compete. It's certainly going to be one of those attritional races yet again, as we've got used to on this particular course. So our 72 riders are being presented this morning from very early. Here's the Rwandan team. This is Liliane, who are in Gamyana, and Yvonne Masengesho. This is our Australian team as they get ready for racing. There they are. Hannah Giannati, Neve Parslow, and Tully Schweizer. This is the Swiss team getting set. And the Switzerland team, Anja Grossman and Elia Marta. This is the team of the United States of America, Lydia Cusack, Liliana Edwards, Alexis Jaramillo, and Alyssa Sarkisov. Here's our Italian team. Elena De Laurentiis, Chantal Pagolo, Giada Silo. And here's our Dutch squad with the world champion of the individual time trial on the left-hand side there, Megan Ahrens. She's with Myrthe Mons and Roos Muller, another strong rider. Canada with 5 representatives in this particular race. 2 representatives from the Norway team. Marta Dolven, Oda Gissinger, possible winners of this race for sure. They're all signed on and ready. And here's the Great Britain team trying to emulate what's happened in the past with their 5 riders who'll take to the start. Arabella Blackburn, Erin Boothman, Gabriella McHugh, Abigail Miller and Mably Phillips.
Well, there we are. Everyone is set.
Here's the team of France. Looks like we've lost one of their riders.
Government of Rwanda for letting us be here and competing in this beautiful city of Kigali.
So France deciding not to have their 3 riders.
2 minutes.
This is Spain with their 5 riders. Larry Almeida, Aaron Gurin, also Castro Niera and Paula Ostis. That's the lineup for the women's junior road race.
Start making some noise. Let's wake everyone up here. We are getting ready for the
Larry Almeida, Irati, Aaron Gurin, Lydia Castro, Alejandro Nera and Paula Ostis. We're ready for the dropping of the flag. The Minister of Sports, Nelly Mukazaya, is going to drop the flag on today's race. Neutralised section at the beginning.
72 riders from 34 nations.
So it means we've got 71 riders. 1 minute until we get this race underway.
Yes, and a record number of African nations are taking part in these.
I'm sure it's going to be one of those starts where everything just gets settled down, a little bit of a frantic start as we always get in junior road racing. There's the South African rider, Megan Botha, number 70.
And we are at 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
They're counting down then to the start of today's race.
Make some noise one more time if you're ready. Kigali, are you ready? 20 seconds to go. One more time, make some noise, Kigali.
MC Brian getting everybody wound up and ready.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Megan Boto's there,
4, 3,
very excited to race.
1.
And they're underway. 5 laps of racing, 1,520 metres of elevation, 71 riders representing 34 nations in this Junior World Championship.
Here we go, everybody. As we said, it's going to be a controlled start at about 1.5.
So all smiles as these riders get going. The flag is hoisted out of the roof of the car as we just get everybody settled in. And the caller nations, you may wonder how these riders form up. It is done in an order. There's a caller nations depending on how these riders have performed and nations have performed. So that's why you see the African nations towards the back. So it was Lise Revol, one of the favourites for the race, who didn't start the race today, unfortunately, for France. So 71 riders in this peloton confirmed. Chilean rider over there on the right-hand side, number 50, Marlon Rojas. The American riders look very chilled and ready. The Italians on the right-hand side, they've had a good lead into this race, of course. Elena De Laurentiis is one of the race favourites for today, no doubt about that. That brightly coloured Nigerian kit is always so easy to pick out, isn't it? Osoretin, Godwin and Divine, Ogbe in that green and white kit there. It's a spectacular kit. It featured first, I think, on the track, and we saw that, and now they use it on the road as well. It's very special. Kind of summarises that nation in many ways. So this little turn, everybody's got to get safely through there. And once we get through here, it goes slightly uphill. And that means that we can get this race started, because the commissaires like to get things started on a more uphill, more difficult section rather than on a flat or downhill section. Riders just taking some drinks on board. Downhill section. You've got to be very careful in this race to keep yourself moving up all the time. Again, no restrictions on gears. Here's kilometre zero. The Women's Junior World Championship is underway. Just keep yourself moving up all the time. Again, no restrictions on gears. Here's kilometre zero. The Women's Junior World Championship is underway. Just keep yourself moving up all the time. It's going to be interesting to see the, again, non-restricted gears. Here's how this race will play out. The Women's Junior World Championship is underway. Just keep yourself team moving up on the right-hand side. That's the team in that turquoise kit with the Belgian colours around the middle, black, yellow and red. Belgium today. Team moving three riders. The team in that turquoise, the Belgium around the red. Belgium today. Team moving three riders. The team in that turquoise, the Belgium is number 36. For Greece. So Rini, three riders. For Dimitru, team in that turquoise, the Belgium is number 36. Represented up towards the front of the race as well. So Rini, one representative of Ukraine, Milana Ushikova. She's there on the left in the yellow and blue kit, just outside the Maliazzurra, the blue jersey of the Italian team. Ukraine, Milana Ushikova. She's there on the attack yet. Whether we'll just settle down until we get to the blue jersey time of the day. That happens up at 6.3, the top of it. Whether we'll just settle down until we get to the blue jersey time of the day. That happens up at 6.3, the top of it. Whether we'll just settle down until we get to the climbs all the way through. 6.3, the top of it. The sets of Kigali Golf are going to be a little tricky for the climbs all the way through. Riders reach the top of the climb and 1.2 kilometres to go. 6.1, 21 and 5.9 all the way through. Riders reach the top of the climb and 1.2 kilometres to go. 6.1, 21 and 5.9. The first climb will come up at 65.5. Riders reach the top of the climb and 51.2 to the Nigerian team. Green and white kits. The first climb will come up with an Ogby. 5.5. Riders reach the top of the climb and see whether the Nigerian team prepared to go on the green and white kit. Dutch move up. Megan Aarons moves up towards the feet. 5.5. World time trial champion there. She is on the right hand side, moving up steadily. The orange colour. Green and white kit. Dutch move up. Megan Aarons towards her teammate. She wears that world time trial champion there. She is on the right hand side, moving up helmet. She's got on slightly orange shoes to match her orange teammate. She wears that world time trial champion there. She is on the right hand side, moving up helmet. She's got on slightly orange shoes to match her orange teammate. She wears that a nice steady tempo in the early stages of this race. Helmet. She's got on slightly orange shoes to match her orange teammate. She wears that a nice steady tempo in the early stages of this race. Helmet. She's got on slightly orange shoes to match her orange teammate. She wears that a nice steady tempo in the early stages of this race. There's a lot of riders today who are going to find this the longest race they've ever done. Nice steady tempo in the early stages of this race. Canada have a very good chance today to do something in this race with Sydney Swarenga. If we look at her tracked kilometres in races, Canada she has done more today to Maria kilometres as a junior rider than pretty much everybody else in this peloton, apart from Paula Ostis in races. Canada she has done more today to Maria kilometres as a junior rider than pretty much everybody else in this peloton, apart from Paula Ostis in races. For sure, this is the race with the most climbing of any of the World Championships for juniors. In World, we actually had 998 metres of climbing, quite significant, but this one is 1,000 of the World Championship juniors. When we were in World, we actually had 926 metres of climbing, quite significant, taking that win as well, and it was 854. Zoe Banstead, 823 in Glasgow. Julie Bingo to 926 metres in Jastrab, one in Harrogate. You would expect Harrogate to have a lot of climbing, but in reality, they had 423 metres of climbing. The only victory today is Jastrab, one in Harrogate, harder than any of the other races we've seen in the World Junior Championships. 423 metres of climbing. The only victory today is Jastrab, one in Harrogate, harder than any of the other races we've seen in the World Junior Championships. 423 metres of climbing. The only victory today is Jastrab, one in Harrogate. There's the rundown of the Dutch team. They'll be looking at Aarons, but the rest of the riders, Mons and Muller, are as good in terms of trying to win this road race. They've got all sorts of options. They'll be looking at Megan Aarons. The rest of the riders, Mons number 22, she wants to be like Demi Vollering, trying to win this road. Starting to emulate her maybe as far as her performances at junior level are concerned. We'll see Demi Vollering in the women's race later on. She's already started to emulate her maybe as far as her performances at junior level are concerned. We'll see Demi Vollering in the women's race later on. She's already started to emulate her maybe as far as her performances at junior level are concerned. We'll see Demi Vollering. Britain at the front, Australia are represented. Maybe as far as her performances at junior level are concerned. We'll see Demi Vollering. Britain at the front, Australia are represented. Maybe as far as her performances at junior level are concerned. We'll see Demi Vollering. Britain at the front, Italy up towards the front now, represented. Maybe as far as her performances at junior level are concerned. We'll see Demi Vollering. Britain at the front, Italy up towards the front now, some sort of cohesion and control with the Italian team. There's a lot going on in this peloton we can't quite see right now, where riders are just trying to get themselves into position, just get a feel of the course. With the riders have had the chance, of course, to ride around this route and see how it's going to be. Trying to get themselves into position, just get a feel of the course. With the riders have had the chance, of course, to ride around this route and see how it's going to be. Trying to get themselves into position, just get a feel of the course. With the riders have had the chance, of course, to ride around this route and see how it's going to be. Trying to get themselves into position, just get a feel of the course. With the riders have had the chance, of course, to ride around this route and see how it's going to be. And the fans are already out as we head towards Kigali Golf. Of course, to ride around this route and see how it's going to be. And the fans are already out as we head towards Kigali Golf. Of course, to ride around this route. Great Britain just taking up position on the front of the group. And the fans are already out as we head towards Kigali Golf. Of course, to ride around this route. Great Britain just taking up position on the front of the group. And the fans are already out as we head towards Kigali Golf. Great Britain just taking 69 kilometres to go. Bottom of the climb is 65 and a half. Fans are already out as we head towards Kigali. This is the Brazilian rider sitting at the back, number 65. 69 kilometres to go. Bottom of the climb is 65 and a half. Cycling at 9 years of age, inspired by her dad, a marathon rider. Sitting at the back, number 65, champion in the road race in the individual time trial. 65 and a half, cycling at 9 years of age. Got noticed when she finished marathon rider. Sitting at the back last year, the under-19 in the road race individual third overall. Cycling at 9 years of age. Got noticed when she finished and she got realised and noticed last year. Jumped on the pavement, unfortunately, to avoid something happening. Might be a problem. Hope not. And she got realised and noticed that the commissaires were that kind to avoid something happening. So she now races across Europe for a French team. Albeit Velo Sports, that the commissaires look at that kind very close. And a problem here. Number 56, Mercy Kodagai has an issue. That Brazilian rider makes history. Very close. The first Brazilian junior ever to line up at the World Championships. Has an issue. That Brazilian rider, incredible journey, makes history from Rio de Sol to Africa. The first Brazilian junior ever to line up at the World Championships. A bit of history today in this junior women's road race. Brazilian rider, incredible journey, makes history from Rio de Sol to Africa. First Brazilian junior ever to Brazil makes a bit of history today in this junior women's road race. Brazilian rider, the first parts of the ascent now. Rio de Sol to Africa. First Brazilian junior ever to Brazil makes a bit of history today in this junior women's road race. Brazilian rider, the first parts of the ascent now. Rio de Sol to Africa. First Brazilian junior ever to Brazil makes a bit of history today in this junior women's road race. Brazilian rider, the first parts of the ascent. Canada on the front. First Brazilian junior ever to Brazil makes a bit of history today in this junior women's road race. Top of this climb is 400 metres away now. Canada on the front. First Brazilian junior ever to Brazil makes a bit of history today in this junior women's road race. Top of this climb is 400 metres away now. Canada on the front. Canada just trying to keep the tempo nice and high. Great Britain also represented up there. Time is 400 metres away now. Italian team tucked in behind in the blue jerseys. The American squad moving up on the right-hand side. Just trying to keep the tempo nice and high. Great Britain also represented up there. 400 metres away now. Chermanova and the blue jerseys. The American squad moving up on the right-hand side. Anishka, Silkova, Carolina Antarova. 400 metres away now. The team in the blue and on the right-hand side. Lots of blue though, very light blue with the red down the middle. Silkova, flashes of white over. The team in the blue and on the right-hand side. Lots of blue though, very light blue with the red down the middle. Silkova, flashes of white over. The team in the blue and on the right-hand side. Lots of blue though, very light blue with the red down the middle. Silkova, flashes of white over. The team in the blue. No real attacks now. They're still riding well though. 20 kilometres an hour on this particular climb. They're averaging decent speed. This is a problem for Neva now. Dagneol riding well though. 20 kilometres an hour on this particular. Don't know if she's having a bad moment or whether she's coming back. Yeah, she's coming back through the cars. This is a problem for Neva now. Dagneol riding well though. 20 kilometres an hour on this particular. Don't know if she's having a bad moment or whether she's coming French team car through the cars. See whether she can get herself back in for Neva now. Dagneol riding well though. 20 kilometres an hour on this. Maybe had a bit of an issue and she's just trying to come back now. French team car through the cars. See whether she can get herself back in for Neva now. Dagneol riding well though. 20 kilometres an hour on this. Maybe had a bit of an issue and she's just trying to main attack French team car through the cars. These riders just settle themselves in. Maybe had a bit of an issue and she's just trying to make it comfortable. These riders just settle themselves in. Everybody has seen just how tired riders are at the end of these races, and they just want to conserve the energy as much as possible, not go out too early. Everybody has seen just how tired riders are at the end of these races, and they just want to conserve the energy as much as possible, 71 too early. Everybody has seen just how good that these South African riders have been able to bring the riders here this time. She's the South African road race champion. 71 too early. It's always difficult for the African nations to bring riders when the riders and chips are in other parts of the world. The funding for that particular team, it's not particularly high all the time. They do everything they can. Riders and chips are in always tricky parts of the world. They're riding well together. She was third in the individual time trial in South Africa in the junior national championships. Number 71 there on the right-hand side. They're riding well together. Papa Dimitri, she went to time trial at the back, and it shows you championships how important it is in the junior road race that you need to be moving up all the time. Dimitri, you've got to hold positions at the back. You've got to feel like you're moving forward, because if you're not moving forward, you will move backwards in the junior road race. It's very obvious there that Aaron has done the same. She went to hold position. Papa Dimitri did the same forwards. She's moving forward, you will move far back. It's very obvious there that Aaron has done the same. She went to hold position over the top of Kigali Golf for the first time. Now we start to descend down. Far back. It's very obvious there that Aaron has done the same. Great news for France. They've already lost a rider before the start. Golf for the first time. We start to descend down. She's on her way back. She dives her way through the peloton. Great news for France. They've already lost a rider before the start. To be having any issues then, she's got the legs. Descend down. She's on her way back. To be having dives her way through the peloton. Start to this race. They've already lost a rider before the start. To be having any issues then, a little bit of time to get the legs going. She's on her way back. To see her dives her way through the peloton. Start to this race. They've already lost a rider before the start. To be having any issues then, South African rider we were talking about. Aaron Mackridge, nice shot of her as she goes downhill to this race. She needs to get herself into that slipstream. South African rider we were talking about. This descent. Aaron Mackridge, nice shot. It looks to me like she's got a big problem. And that chain's off. That's not good news at all. South African rider we were talking about. This descent. Aaron Mackridge trying to come to a standstill. She's got a big issue here as she tries to get the chain back on. That's not good news at all. Terrible news for this South African rider. She was going well. She come to a standstill. She's got a big issue here as she tries to get the chain back on. To her. It's not good news at all. A little bit of panic going on here. No one helping her. I thought someone would have jumped out of the car and sorted her out. She's got a big issue here as she tries to get the chain back on. To her. It's not good news at all. A little bit of panic going on here. No one helping her. I thought someone would have jumped out of the car and sorted her out. She's got a big issue here as she tries to get 66 kilometres an hour. She was already struggling in the slipstream to stay in there. Now she needs to chase. Someone would have jumped out of the car and sorted her out. She's got a big issue here as she tries to get 66 kilometres an hour. Back on though, because sometimes when you get the chain twisted like that, you have absolutely no chance of getting it back on, and you need a mechanic. Sometimes you have to get that back on though, because sometimes when you get the chain twisted like that downhill, absolutely no chance of getting it back on, and you need a mechanic. Sometimes you have to get that back on though, because sometimes when you get the chain twisted like that downhill, absolutely no chance of getting it back on, and you need a mechanic. Sometimes you have to get that back on though, because big crash of one of the Italians as we made our way towards the cobbles. Big crash of one of the Italians. Problem there as we made our way to get ourselves back. Giada Silo. Big crash of one of the Italians. Problem there as we made our way to get ourselves back. Giada Silo. Long time to get going, not the best time here. She's having a terrible moment here. Just came into that corner as we made our way to get ourselves lost the back wheel completely. Wow, that was a crash time here. She's a little bit hot into that turn, just the bike just didn't hold the tarmac. Everybody looking around at each other. Wow, that was a crash time here. She's a little bit hot into that turn, just the bike just didn't hold the first time for these riders. Everybody looking around at each other. Wow, that was a crash time here. She's a little bit hot into that turn, just the bike just didn't hold the first time for these riders. At the front, the Ethiopian rider. Here she comes. What a job she's doing. Giada Silo, Italian champion in 2024. At the front, the Ethiopian rider. And riders going out the back. She's doing. Teal goes out the back. Oh, that's such a shame for the French rider. She's had that big chase with Daniel, and now she goes out the back. Riders going out the job she's doing. Teal goes out the back. Oh, that's such a shame for the French rider. She's had champion. Crash going out the back. So now is Maria Yelkina. This Italian rider, such a shame to the French good ride here. Crash. Marco Bello comes alongside. Very experienced Marco Bello, just to say, don't worry, let's get you back in. Such a shame to the French good ride here. Crash. A little bit of encouragement comes alongside. She rides for Big Anza Millennium team, an 18-year-old rider from Italy. She's had some great results. She is one of the riders who could win today. Bit of encouragement to Rwandan riders now going out the back, unfortunately. Both of the big drops. She's had some great results. She is one of the riders who big drops, surprisingly, is Sarah Lorenzen of Belgium, unfortunately. Both of the big drops. She's had some great results. She is one of the riders who big drops, surprisingly. Rwandan riders finding Lorenzen of Belgium a little bit too much. Both of the big drops. She's had some great results. She is one of the riders who big drops, surprisingly. The riders finding at the front here. A little bit too Swiss team. The Italians are up there, not setting the pace. Canada also pushing this pace on a little bit. At the front here. A little bit too Swiss team. The Italians are up there, not setting the pace. At the front, the Ethiopian rider could be a history maker today. Swiss team. Italians are up there, not setting the pace. At the front, the Ethiopian rider could be cross Belgian champion. Should be quite happy on this terrain, but she's obviously having a bad start to this race. Doesn't feel comfortable. The Ethiopian rider could be the Namibian rider who drops. Should be quite happy on this terrain, but she's obviously having a bad start to this race. Doesn't feel comfortable. Aaron's also really struggling at the back. Drops. South African rider on the right-hand side, unfortunately having a little bit of an asthma attack, I think, here. Just hope she gets a little bit of help. He's struggling at the back. Drops. That's not good news for unfortunately. I think it was Megan Bota. I think having an asthma attack on the right-hand side. I hope someone goes to see her quickly. That's not good news for unfortunately. I think it was Megan Bota. I think having an asthma attack on the right-hand right-hand side. I hope someone goes to see her quickly. That's not good news. Asking for a little bit of help there on the side of the road. I think having on the right-hand side. I hope someone goes to see her quickly. And over the top of the climb for the first time. This is an intense course and it's very, very hard. So it's not Megan Aarons now who's dropped, it's Myrta Mons, number 23, who's gone out the back of this peloton. This is an intense course and it's clearly got herself back in. So it's not Megan Aarons now who's dropped, it's Myrta Mons, number 23, who's gone out the back of this peloton. This is the top of the climb nice and smoothly, but these two riders are finding this a little bit difficult. It's Myrta Mons, number 23, who's gone out the back of this peloton. This is the top of the Ethiopian rider, right there in these two riders from the left as we look with the blue bike and the yellow sleeve and red sleeve. She could really do something special for Africa today. The World Cyclist Centre just finished 22nd in the general classification of the Tour de l'Avenir. She's the Ethiopian champion. Really do something special for Africa. She is an incredible bike rider. The World Cyclist Centre just finished 22nd. She looks like life is very, very easy at the front of that peloton right now. Do something special for her. She is an incredible bike rider. The World Cyclist Centre just finished 22nd. She looks like life is very smooth up on the right hand side, looking a lot more comfortable now. She is an incredible bike rider. More riders coming back. She looks like Myrta Mons is coming back up on the right hand side rider. She makes the back of the peloton. Maybe just having a difficult moment on those comments, just didn't like the pace. Myrta Mons is coming back up on the right hand side rider. She makes the back of the peloton. Maybe just having a difficult moment on those comments, just didn't like the pace. Myrta Mons is coming back up on the right hand side rider. She makes the back of the peloton. Just having the end of lap number 1 of this 5-lap race. Myrta Mons is coming back up on the right hand side rider. She makes the back of the peloton. Finding the pace a little bit too hot to handle as Antonia Semenova. Myrta Mons is coming back up on the right hand side rider. She makes the finding the pace a little bit too hot to handle. Having lost a number of riders from the 71 that started on lap number 1, but we'll see what the average speed is and we'll see who's left. Finding the pace a little bit too hot to handle. Having lost a number of riders from the 71 that started on lap number 1, but we'll see what the average speed is and we'll see who's left. The end of lap number 1 of this women's junior road race. Breaking that lap at nearly just under 24 minutes on lap number 1, but we'll see what the average speed is. Lap number 1 completed. Number 1 of this women's junior road race. Breaking that lap at everybody just under 24 minutes on lap number 1, but we'll see what the average speed is. Number 1 completed. Number 1 of this women's junior road race. Breaking that lap at everybody just under 24 minutes on lap number 1, but we'll see what the average speed is. Number 1 get themselves to the feet. This women's junior road race. Take bottles on board. Everybody across the road. Get themselves ready. Number 1, but we'll see what the average speed is. Number 1 get themselves to the feet. This women's junior road race. Take bottles on board. As many bottles as they can. Gels. Rid of bottles as well. Number 41 moving her way up. Leah Marta. Bottles on board. 17 at the back is Marta Dolven. Gels. Rid of bottles as well. Number 41 moving her way up. Speed 34.3 kilometres an hour. 17 at first lap. Very steady opening lap of racing, as we can tell. Number 41 moving her way up. Speed 34.3. Brazilian rider at the back. Special history being made today. Opening lap of racing, as we can tell. Some water poured over her back. Abigail Miller doing that for her. Number 4. Brazilian rider at the back. Gabrielle McHugh to her left-hand side. Opening lap of one of our riders from Colombia. Water poured over her back. Abigail Miller doing that for her. 38. Brazilian rider at the back. Gabrielle McHugh to her left-hand side. Nicely in the peloton. One of our riders from Colombia. Water conserving the energy. Luciano Osorio. 38. Brazilian rider in the Pan American Youth Games. A road race. Nicely in the peloton. One of our riders from Colombia. Water conserving the energy. Luciano Osorio. 38. She's the Pan American Continental Champion as a junior in both the road race and the time trial. Now we start to see a little bit of an acceleration from Spain. She's the Pan American Continental Champion as a junior in both the road race and the time trial. Now we start to see a little bit of an acceleration. And the first big attack of today's race. Pan American Continental Champion as a junior in both the road race and the time trial. Now we start to see a little bit of an acceleration. And the first big attack of today's race. So a really big stretch at the front. It's Bruce Muller, who's making a move with the Spanish rider as well. Suddenly this peloton is really big stretch at the front. Riders have to react to the acceleration. Bruce Muller, who's making a move with the Spanish rider as well. Suddenly this peloton is really big stretch at the front. Riders have to react to the acceleration. Bruce Muller, who's making a move with the Spanish rider as well. Suddenly this peloton is really big stretch at the front. Riders have to react to the acceleration. Bruce Muller, who's making a move with the Spanish rider as well. Suddenly this Brazilian rider makes her way back into the group, which is good news. And another counter-attack from Czechia, just jumping off the front now, so a little reaction has caused now waves to go through the group from Czechia. This is German over, so a little reaction has caused now waves to go through the group from Czechia. Struggling for a little while, now she's back at the front, looking good. A little reaction has caused now waves to go through the group. Over on one of the UAE Team ADQ bikes, as you can see, the colours of that machine as she makes her way off the front. Over on one of the UAE Team ADQ bikes, as you can see, the colours of that machine as she makes her way off the front. Now is the advantage as she jumps away. ADQ bikes, as you can see, the colours of towards the back on the right-hand side. She makes her way off the front. Now is the advantage as she jumps away. ADQ bikes, as you can see. German over, 17 years of age. She's had some good results this season already. As she jumps away. ADQ bikes, as you can see. German over, 17 years of age. 12 seconds this advantage. And good results this season already. German over. Jumps away. ADQ bikes, as you can see. German over, 17 years of age. 12 seconds this advantage. And good results this season already. German over. Jumps away. ADQ bikes, as you can see. German over, 17 years of age. This is one of the Kazakhstan riders. Good results this season already. German over. Jumps away. ADQ bikes, as you can see. German over, 17 years of age. This is one of the Kazakhstan riders. Good results this season already. German over. Jumps away. ADQ bikes, as you can see. German over, 17 years of age. This is one of the Kazakhstan riders. Good results this season already. German over. Jumps away. ADQ bikes, as you can see. German over, 17 years of age. German over looking comfortable. It is one of the old UAE Team ADQ bikes that she's riding. German over immediately with the four colours that she's got. It is one of the old UAE Team ADQ bikes that she's riding. German over immediately with the four colours that she's got. It is one of the old UAE Team ADQ bikes that she's riding. She's time trialling away very, very nicely, isn't she, with the four colours that she's got. A lot of races this season, 34 race days for a junior. She's riding. And she's had lots of top three results. Away very, very nicely, isn't she? She's raced quite a lot in Belgium during the season. 34 race days for a junior. She was 9th in the junior Tour of Flanders results. Away very, very nicely, isn't she? Finished quite a lot in Belgium during the season. 2nd on a stage of Vuelta Cantabria. She's 9th, 3rd overall in the general classification results. Away very, very nicely, isn't she? Race was won by Belgium during the season. 2nd on a stage of Vuelta Cantabria. Torres was in 2nd place in general classification results. Very, very nicely, isn't she? Race was won by. She's decided to take this race on nice and early. Torres was in 3rd, finished 18th in the Grand Prix Sarah Tizit. That was back at the end of August. This World Championships. Torres was finished 18th in the Grand Prix Serra-Tizit. 27 seconds is a considerable margin now for German to do something to grow this lead even further, because everybody seems quite happy to just let this pace just track along. She's taken a good opportunity to do something long way out, grow this lead even further, because everybody seems quite happy to just let this pace just track along. One of the Rwanda riders returns back into the peloton. More riders coming back. Another of the Rwandan riders returns as well. Let this pace just track along. One of the Rwandan riders helps Basso, the other Ethiopian of the 57. More riders coming back. Another of the Rwandan quite a hard chase for them, but they've managed to get themselves back into the peloton. Another day here. So the other Ethiopian of the 57. More riders coming back. Another of the Rwandan quite a hard chase for them, but they've managed to get themselves back into the peloton. Another day here. So the other Ethiopian of the 57. More riders coming back. Another of the Rwandan quite a hard chase for them, but they've managed to get themselves back into the peloton. Another day here. So the other Ethiopian of the 57. More riders coming back. Another of the Rwandan quite a hard chase for them, but they've managed to get themselves back into the peloton. Another day here. One of the Ethiopian riders has just returned. More riders coming back. Another of the Rwandan quite a hard chase for them, but they've managed to get themselves back into the peloton. Another day here. One of the Ethiopian riders has just returned. More riders coming back. Another of the Rwandan quite a hard chase away up the outside. To get themselves back into the peloton. Very important always in junior racing to be thinking, okay, I'm at the back now, but that's not the place to be. So get myself back up there as close to the front as possible. Very important always in junior racing to be thinking, okay, I'm at the back now, but that's not the place to be. So get myself back up there. This rider is very, very comfortable, isn't she, in the cadence she rides and the way she rides. Look at that, there's no rock in those shoulders whatsoever. It's all about energy transmission through the pedals, keeping the pace as high as possible. The way she rides here at 50 kilometers an hour, no shoulders whatsoever. Extremely all about comfortable that she can through the pedals for a long period of time. She's now in a position where she controls what happens. She's able to ride the lines that she wants to ride. Comfortable that she makes her way towards Charlie Golf for the second time. She's now in a position where she controls there in 1.4 kilometers. Before there, we've got that little bit of a drag uphill now. She makes her way towards Charlie Golf for the second time. She's now in a position where she controls there in 1.4 kilometers. Before there, we've got that little bit of a drag uphill now. She makes her way towards Charlie Golf for the second time. She's now in a position where she controls there in 1.4 kilometers. Before there, sitting at the back. Last night, we went to an important presentation in the world of cycling where they announced the various schedules for the next year's World Championships, which will be, of course, in Montreal. An important presentation in the different days. There will be a bit of a return, actually, to how the World Championships used to be in Montreal. So there'll be a day presentation where there is no racing days at all. A bit of a return, actually, to schedule the World Championships used to be in Montreal. So there'll be a day. What was noticeable was that there is no racing. There will be a day on Tuesday of 3 different races scheduled to be held. Used to be in Montreal. So there'll be a day. What was noticeable was that there is no racing. There will be a lot of races to cover, of course.